Good day and welcome to our Monday Tech Talk. Today we're taking a detailed, practical look at lifting machinery, hand-powered lifting devices, and the controlled, yet often misunderstood, use of man cages. Lifting operations happen daily in construction, engineering, mining, fabrication yards, warehouses, and workshops. Whether we're suspending a steel beam, moving heavy equipment, or shifting materials from one elevation to another, the machinery we use must be reliable, compliant, and properly inspected. The systems behind these operations are not merely technical, they are safety critical. Lifting equipment failures don't give second chances. That is why the laws, standards, and procedures we follow exist to create predictable, controlled operations in environments where unpredictability can be dangerous. Our first anchor point is the legal framework. The OHS Act, number 85, 1993, together with the Driven Machinery Regulations of 2015, forms the core structure governing lifting machinery in South Africa. These regulations set minimum expectations for design, testing, maintenance, and operator competence. They ensure that lifting machines aren't merely convenient tools, but legally compliant systems with traceable safety records. This legal foundation demands proper engineering, proper inspections, proper documentation, and proper competency. Without the regulatory framework, lifting operations would be inconsistent and dangerous. The law ensures standardization, no matter the industry or scale of work. Every lifting machine, from the largest crane to the smallest hand-powered device, must be designed and constructed according to recognized technical standards. This ensures the machine can safely bear its rated load, handle dynamic forces, and operate reliably in real-world environments. Key elements include structural design according to engineering principles, material suitability and durability, load-bearing components meeting certified specifications, and safety devices included where required. Design compliance prevents catastrophic mechanical failure. A lifting device is only as strong as the engineering behind it, and these standards ensure that strength is predictable and consistent. One essential design requirement is the Safe Working Load, SWL marking. Every lifting machine or hand-powered device must display its SWL clearly or a load table if capacity changes with configuration. This is not decorative information. SWL markings are critical for operator decision making. Without visible load limits, operators rely on assumptions, and assumptions can quickly exceed mechanical limits. A clearly visible SWL prevents the accidental overloading that leads to structural and equipment failure. Testing and inspections keep lifting equipment reliable over its lifespan. The Driven Machinery Regulations require annual performance tests and thorough examinations by a certified inspector, and 6 monthly inspections of hooks, ropes, safety mechanisms, and slings by a competent person, but inspections alone aren't enough. The law requires full documentation, test certificates, examination records, repair histories, and modification details. All these must be stored on site in a register and made available to inspectors at any time. This creates a clear, auditable trail, proof that the equipment remains safe and legally compliant between operational cycles. A man cage is one of the most tightly regulated forms of lifting equipment, and for good reason. Lifting people carries far more risk than lifting materials. Personnel may only be lifted in a man cage if the cage is designed and manufactured to an approved SAN standard. A risk assessment covers the specific task and hazards. A Department of Labor inspector approves the cage's use, and the Department of Labor is notified per site. Each site requires its own approval because site conditions, lifting machines, operators, and environmental risks differ. Man cages are inherently higher risk solutions, which is exactly why their requirements are far more stringent than normal lifting devices. According to Science 583/2015, man cages should not be used for routine tasks. Instead, the standard recommends mobile, elevating work platforms because they are purpose-built to lift people. They include engineered stability controls. They have integrated fall protection. Their controls are within the operator's reach, and their movement is highly predictable. Man cages suspended from cranes lack these controls, making them unsuitable for everyday work at height tasks. So, MUPs are designed for people, man cage are exceptional use only, and the legislation reflects that. Hand-powered lifting devices include chain blocks, lever hoists, and ratchet hoists. They are extremely common tools because they are simple, strong, reliable, and require no electricity or hydraulics. Their manual operation does not reduce their lifting power. Many can lift tons at a time, which means they require just as much care and compliance as motorized lifting machinery. These devices use gears, hooks, and chains to multiply force, making them particularly useful in constrained spaces or environments where cranes cannot reach. Hand-powered devices must undergo load testing every 12 months by a certified lifting machinery inspector, routine visual inspections before use, and have visible SWL markings. Operators also need to ensure chains are not twisted or damaged, hooks are not bent, safety latches function correctly, and the device has not been modified. These basic checks prevent mechanical failure and ensure the device performs exactly as intended under load. Even perfectly tested equipment becomes dangerous if attached to a weak structure. One critical rule to keep in mind: the supporting structure must be strong enough to handle the applied load. A chain block rated for 2 tons remains dangerous if hung on a beam that can only carry 1 ton. Operators must understand not only the device's capabilities, but also the load-bearing capacity of the structure supporting it. This often overlooked detail is responsible for many lifting failures on sites. Earth-moving machines like TLBs and excavators are not designed to function as lifting machines. The driven machinery regulations exclude them for a reason. Their intended use covers digging, loading, trenching, and pushing. However, due to site practicality and sometimes necessity, many contractors use them to perform lifts. This is where the rules become critical. Because the machines were not built as lifting devices, the risk increases dramatically if they are used incorrectly or without proper inspections. If earth-moving machines are used to lift loads, they must comply with the same rigorous standards as formal lifting machinery. This includes annual load tests, 6 monthly inspections, load-tested hooks and attachment points, and operator access to a manufacturer's safe load diagram. Without these controls, the machine may become unstable, tip, or exceed its hydraulic capacity. The load chart is essential because an excavator's lifting ability varies drastically depending on reach, boom angle, machine posture, and slew position. Load charts remove guesswork. They ensure that operators know exactly what the machine can handle, preventing tip overs and structural stress. Key insights include: a machine can safely lift much more close in than at full reach. Hydraulic limits decrease the farther the boom extends, and stability changes depending on ground conditions and slew direction. Safe lifting is not a single procedure. It's a combination of planning, equipment suitability, tests, inspections, operator competence, and correct execution. When done correctly, lifting becomes a controlled, predictable process. When shortcuts appear, failing to perform inspections, ignoring SWL markings, bypassing safety controls, or using the wrong equipment, incidents follow. The purpose of the regulations is simple: to keep people alive, protected, and capable of completing work safely. The combination of regular testing, compliant equipment, safe attachment points, and correct lifting methods creates a safe operating environment for everyone involved. From lifting machines to hand-operated devices, from man cages to MUPS, from excavators to safe working loads, every element has a place, a purpose, and a legal requirement. When we respect these requirements, lifting operations are safer, more efficient, and more professional. When we ignore them, we risk property, reputation, and most importantly, people's lives. Thank you for watching, and stay safe during all lifting activities.